what we want to talk about is the concept of ambition and how the understanding of ambition will bring you into greater expressions of success. You know, many times or not, we've been in circles or been around people or even have done this ourselves, where people will talk about achieving goals, will talk about making $1 million, will talk about doing things, but those things never come to fruition. As a matter of fact, you may find in certain situations or instances, if you will, that a lot of times people who are speaking about doing big things are the ones who are really struggling with get very minute projects off the ground. And there's a very good reason why that takes place. But I know we're all sick and tired of not achieving our success. I know we're all sick and tired of not reaching our goals. Everybody that is listening to this message right now, that is on this webinar right now, or is listening to this message on YouTube, you have all the power and ability to bring yourself into a state of success. What we're going to answer today is, why haven't you reached your potential? And the reason why you haven't reached your potential is because of this concept we call ambition. Now, before I get into this concept of ambition and the concept of, the how ambition comes across through the Maā-Så, I want to forewarn you that I have been known to take English words and manipulate their meaning to make my point. And the reason why, I do that is simply because, translating things from the ancient Egyptian, very right brain dominated way of thinking into the segregated left brain thinking of Europeans, there's really, in most cases, no direct one-to-one translation. But since the Roman Catholics had a relationship with ancient Egypt, a lot of the Latin language was based in some parts off of their relationship with the ancient Egyptians. All right. So anyway, when you hear me use the word ambition, I'm going to use it the same way I've done in the past, which is I'm going to manipulate the meaning a little bit so that you can understand the comedic concept of Uatch and how that brings about the concept of ambition. But to make a long story short, people lack success simply because they lack ambition. So let's be clear about that. There's only one reason why you're not achieving success. It's because you don't have ambition. All right? Because the source consciousness brought the universe into manifestation to function through you, to experience its power through you in your path towards your success. So in other words, your success is the source consciousness success. So therefore, the source consciousness will not bring the universe into manifestation and therefore limit itself to succeed. This universe was built for you to succeed. And the only reason why you're not succeeding is because of this concept we call ambition. All right, so now, ambition is basically what we call three concepts. What we call ambition, or the concept of ambition, is what the Cometians call Uatch, and that's spelled U-A-T-C-H. And there are fundamentally three aspects of ambition. The first aspect is what we call aptitude, or effect, or power. Everybody is born with a specific power, with a specific effect. The Christians call it charismata. The ancient Egyptians call it ka. Everybody is born with power. Everybody is born with effect. Everybody is born with ability. If you're listening to us right now, if you're alive, if you can raise your hand, if you are conscious that you exist, you have power, you have ability, you have effect. I had the opportunity once to meet this door-to-door vacuum salesman who was making $250,000 a year going door-to-door selling vacuums. Now, if you think about it for a second, this person is going door-to-door selling vacuums, $1,000 a pop. This person is accumulating a $250,000 a year doing this. And that is a pure example of ambition. And let me further elaborate on that. The Latin root of the word ambition means go around and collecting votes. So I guess back in the day in the Roman Catholic age, there were people going around door to door, canvassing different houses or wherever people lived in Rome to get people to vote from them? What does it take for you to go door to door, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, 100,000 people to win an election? What does it take? It takes ambition. What does it take for you to go door to door selling $1,000 vacuum cleaners for a year and make $250,000 a year? It takes ambition. So I wanted just to bring that home. But anyway, the first point that is very important for you to understand ambition. Ambition starts out with what we call ability, effect. Everybody is born with talent. Everybody is born with effect. Everybody is born with skills, power. All right? Again, the Cometians call that a ka, K-A. The Christians call that a charismata. But we're all born with a power. You would not exist if you didn't have ability, if you didn't have power to achieve. The reason why you exist is to achieve. The reason why you exist is for the source consciousness to experience power through you. So therefore, you are here to succeed. And the way you are set up to succeed is that everybody is born with a power, with a ability. Okay? So let's go back to our vacuum cleaner salesman. Vacuum cleaner salesman, excuse me. If you're going door to door, knocking on doors and getting people to purchase $1,000 a pop vacuum cleaners, and you're making $250,000 a year, you have the power of influence. Now, there are roughly 16 different powers, 14 cows, 16 different powers. We're not going to get into the details of that for this particular presentation. But let's just use the example of the vacuum cleaner. He has the power of influence. So he was born with the ability to influence. He was born with what we call the gift of gab. So his ability is the ability to influence people through his spoken word to make them choose whatever he's selling. That's his power. That's his skill. That's what he's born with. So that takes care of ambition part number one. He has the ability of influence. He has the power of influence. He probably enjoys talking. He probably enjoys being around people and influencing the opinions of people. The second part of ambition, which is extremely important, okay? You have this talent. You have this skill. You know what your talent, you know what your skill is. Second part is you must find a path to success that supports the fulfillment of your effect. So let me say that again. Now that you know you have this aptitude of your ability, you have the aptitude of this skill, now you must find a path, something that you're going to do, a career, a business, whatever it is, something, a path, something that allows you to experience this effect. All right? So you have to find a path that's suitable to your understanding of your power, your skill. So that's very important. Okay? Now, let's go back to our vacuum cleaner salesman. All right? He has the power of influence. Through his understanding of his ability to influence, or his gift of gab, he decided to get into the career path of door-to-door salesman. Why? Because door-to-door salesmen allow him to experience his influence, experience his talent and ability. That's suitable to that path. You know, it's unfortunate, but a lot of times a very good obstruction to ambition is this whole concept that you can do anything that you put your mind to. And I want you guys to understand this. The universe, the world that we exist in, is a lot more disciplined than that. It's too disciplined. It's structured. You know, no thing can occupy the same place at the same time. That's because everything is structured. In order for me to get my opportunity to succeed and for you to get your opportunity to succeed, everything must be structured and disciplined and put within different pathways so that we all get a chance to experience our own expression of success. So that concept of just dreaming and do it, you can do anything you want, that is really a tremendous way that you can obstruct your ambition and destroy your success. Okay? Because the gift of gab, the power of influence, does well in certain platforms, but doesn't do well in other platforms. Now, I can hear you now. Can a person wing it? Can a person get into a specific career or path and wing it? Yes, they can. But the problem is they'll never reach the level of success. Listen to what we're saying. Going door to door, getting people to purchase $1,000 vacuum cleaners. We don't even know these people. I'm going to the door, knocking the door. I'm a total stranger. And through you opening the door, I am able to influence you to purchase $1,000 vacuum cleaner. Okay? In order for me to have that power, my skill sets, my ability has to be aligned to the path that I choose, excuse me. So part number 2, you got to choose a path that is associated with your skill. That path, once it's aligned to your talent, your abilities, it creates what we call enjoyment. It creates passion. And it's very important for you to understand for step 3. When you align your effect, your power, your ability to the path supporting that power and ability, you experience enjoyment. Okay? And that enjoyment equals passion. All right? So I want you to hold on to that. Okay? You know, as a matter of fact, the concept of Uatch basically says that enjoyment and happiness in life is an expression of fulfilling your effect. Well, in order for you to fulfill your effect, you must also have a path that you can get involved with that allows you to express that effect. All right? Just imagine if you found a career, a business, a whatever that harnessed your innate abilities. Just think about the level of enjoyment that you would experience by going through that process. But that is the concept of ambition, step 2. You got to find a path that supports your talents, your skills, your power, your charisma. And once you do that, you'll find yourself in a state of enjoyment, find yourself in a state of passion. So, step number 2, find that path. Find something that supports your special gift, your special power, the things that you were sitting here to do. Keep in mind that the universe was put forth for you to come into the world, for the source consciousness to manifest through you to experience that effect. Okay, and just think about that. So if you're passionate about that, if you find that path, you're in alignment to your destiny, your life purpose. Okay, let's go to step number 3. So step number 3 out of ambition is you have to have the motivation, the virility, the vitality, the vigor to endure these situations, the obstructions, the demand for success that expresses itself through that particular path that you choose. So now, a very important piece about ambition is ambition gives you the motivation. But what is motivation? Motivation is simply the compelling, the calling you to action to fulfill your destiny. That's what motivation is. There's an energy that's calling you to action to overcome the things that you have to overcome in order for you to achieve your success. That's what we call motivation. But when we couple motivation with vitality, virility, and vigor, what we're saying is that your power, your charisma, your ka also provides you with motivation, but it also turns into vitality, vigor, virility, the ability to meet that demand, the ability to have enjoyment with that demand, the ability to have such a strong motivation and energy that you can win, that it creates this level of audacity in you to go door to door, to take 30 no's, to take 50 no's before you get one yes. That is the third aspect of ambition, is that motivation to achieve against all odds, to put yourself in the studio at 3 a.m. in the morning, to work hard, to overcome whatever your path demands for you to achieve success. You're willing and able to meet that demand to get what you need on the other side of that fence. That's the third aspect of ambition. It's called vitality, virility, that comes with that motivation. It's an aspect of your power. Okay? You know, a lot of people want to achieve success. A lot of people talk about achieving success. A lot of people talk about making a lot of money. Everybody wants to make a lot of money, but nobody wants to endure the day-to-day obstructions, demand for effort to achieve that success. You know, everybody wants to be a millionaire, but nobody has a path to achieve their $1 million. So they sit in a room and talk about, oh, I'm going to be a millionaire, but what path do you have set forth that can provide you with that $1 million that's in alignment to your natal power? Because I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to become a millionaire if it's outside of your natal power. Do you honestly think Jay-Z became successful in his life path, functioning outside his natal abilities? Do you think that rap and the art of persuasion is a part of his natal abilities? The answer to that question is yes. Rap music gave him the path to fulfill that effect, which led to him making a lot of money. He was able to grind it out, do all the work. You know, Jay-Z's been going at this for a while. He's had a lot of failures. But that third aspect of ambition motivates you to have the audacity to look beyond your failures to achieve your success. Okay? So, you know, you are not successful right now because you don't have the ambition. You sit around and talk about money. Let's clarify this real quick. If you set your mind on, I'm going to be a millionaire, you're going to fail. You know why? Because you wasn't put here to be a millionaire. This is the reason why Jay-Z, Oprah, Michael Jordan, none of these guys can tell you exactly how to become a millionaire. They can't tell you this. You know why? Because they don't know. All they did was what? Have ambition. They were recognized their talent and skill, their charismata. They found a suitable path that allowed them to express that power, that ability, that effect. And then last but not least, they had the audacity to overcome all the situations that were necessary in order to achieve that. That's what ambition means. You're not here to become a millionaire. A lot of people say, oh, I'm going to be a millionaire. I know that, but what are you doing to become a millionaire on a day-to-day basis? Nothing. I know people that pass on making money, making opportunities because they have this grandiose view of, this grandiose lack of detail view of, I'm going to be a millionaire. And that way, that approach lacks ambition. That lacks ambition. You don't have ambition. And you'll spend your life trying to figure out what it is that you're going to do, and eventually time will pass you by and you'll miss out on your opportunity. That's why I'm here, hopefully helping you guys by using these ancient teachings from our ancestors, because our ancestors got a lot of things done. They had great ambition. You know, they built pyramids and did all these great things through fundamental concepts, through the 16 principles of the Maā-So. One of those principles is what we're talking about today. We call it Uatch, U-A-T-C-H. So what does the Maā-So teach us? Again, it teaches us that the source consciousness brought the universe into manifestation to experience its power. And it experiences its power through your success when you execute your ambition. So in other words, the source consciousness is manifesting in us. It gave us ambition. It created the concept of ambition to function through us to experience success. It put you on this earth to succeed. It is functioning through you. This is why it's important for you to change your mindset from this God up in the sky that's taking care of you. That is a hardcore obstruction to ambition. How can you be ambitious thinking that something is going to provide what you have the capabilities to do yourself? Why would you have the capabilities to do these yourself? Why was that provided to us? Why were we provided these powers? Because the source consciousness wanted to experience this power through your success. Well, if you understand this concept, then you'll understand that you were not built to fail. You were built to succeed. And therefore, the only way you can fail is by the lack of ambition. The source consciousness brought the universe into manifestation and endowed you with ability, effect, power. Okay? It endowed you with a path laid out for you to experience your effect. You have to find that path. You have to understand that path. You have to have a strong aptitude of your power so that you will choose the right path. Then last but not least, it endowed you with vitality, virility, vigor. It endowed you with everything, all power, all force, all vibration that you need to overcome any situation that you may experience along your path to success.